What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1986 movie Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. So, this movie picks up sometime after the 5th movie, and in this movie Tommy Jarvis accidentally resurrects Jason from his grave when him and a friend go dig up the grave and everything, and Tommy just wants to make sure Jason's dead and set his body on fire to make sure 100% that he's gone. And when Jason comes back to life, of course, he goes on an all-new killing spree, killing people at Camp Crystal Lake. But this is notable for being one of the movies in the franchise that kind of took a departure from the first few movies, where it's more of a self-aware meta movie, and it has a lot of humor and stuff in here and everything. And the previous movie did have some humor in it and everything, but this one really goes all out on it, and it could have totally run the movie, especially being this far into the franchise, but instead it revamps the franchise and made it feel fresh again, and it's absolutely one of the best horror movies of all time and everything. I absolutely love Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It's one of my all-time favorite horror movies and slasher movies, and it's one of, if not my favorite movie in the franchise. I just absolutely love Jason Lives. It's so fun. It doesn't have as many great and memorable characters as, say, Part 4 does, but I do like all of the characters in here. There's not really any character in this movie that I don't like and everything. I think Thom Mathews is great as Tommy Jarvis. I like both him and Corey Feldman, both about the same. I really don't know which one I like more out of the two, but he's just great as Tommy Jarvis, and Jennifer Cooke is Megan Garris, his love interest, is perfect. She's one of the best final girls. She's really likable, she's funny, and just really, really great character. There's just something about her that I can't help but love her and everything. And Jennifer Cooke just does a really great job playing her, and her dad, Sheriff Mike Garris, played by David Kagan, is also one of my favorite characters in the movie too. Like, when I first saw the movie, I kind of thought he annoyed me a little bit because he wouldn't believe Tommy about Jason being alive again and everything, although it's a rational thought. Like, there's no reason for him to believe it and everything, take his word seriously, and think that it's understandable why he was the way he was. But it was kind of annoying at the same time at first, because you were supposed to be rooting for Tommy. But I think that Sheriff Garris is a really good character and everything, and he gets one of the most emotional deaths in the franchise. Like even though we don't really get to see Megan's reaction to his death and stuff, the way he dies and stuff is just really, it's brutal, and it's also really good, satisfying ending to his story arc and everything. And like, he's really good in this movie. I love the character, and you get a really great cast and everything. Like all the cast in this movie are just all really great and everything. It has some really good kills as well too. The MPAA was still fighting them a lot, so they got creative with a lot of the kills and everything. And to me, it made the kills work a lot better in this movie than it did some of the other ones where the kills were watered down and stuff, because of the creativity. Like there's a scene when Jason kills this woman by putting her face in a mud puddle and stuff after stabbing it with this bar from a fence and stuff, and you don't really see much except for like a little bit of the blood in the water and her IDs and stuff floating in the water, but it's effective. It works. And then you get like a really great kill when Jason is facing off with these paintball gunners and stuff. they were having like this little paintball gun fight in the woods, and he decapitates them and stuff. And fortunately, you don't really get to see a lot of blood and stuff in that scene, which you would think you would get from a decapitation, but it was still a fun scene. And the scene when the one of them has like this machete, he's cutting through the branches and stuff on the trees, and Jason just rips his arm off and everything because he doesn't realize his strength, I guess, since he's just been brought back to life. He doesn't realize how much stronger he is, since he's kind of like a now an immortal zombie and everything. It's awesome. And like the way he just looks at the arm and stuff before he takes the machete out of the hand is just one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie and an entire franchise. I just love that scene and everything. And he throws the body or throws the guy into the tree, and his face just splats right into the tree, and you see the blood on the happy face. It just really great scene, really great kill. And then another one of my favorite kills is in the RV when the couple had just finished having sex, and they're driving back to the camp, and Jason's inside the RV, and he kills the girl in the bathroom, and he pushes her face through the side of the RV. Just awesome kill and everything. No blood or anything, but it's memorable. And then you see after he kills the guy driving the RV just tips over, and Jason climbs out on top unscratched or anything. Just really awesome scene. I love that and everything. The only kill that I really don't like in the movie, and it's not really because I don't like the kill, I think it's actually really awesome and stuff, is when he does kill Sheriff Garris, because he bends his body over and backwards. It's like, why did you have to give him one of the most brutal deaths in the movie? Is like one of the best characters gets a really jacked up death and everything. It's really awesome to watch and everything, but it's also really sad because it's a really sad moment and everything. He gives his life trying to save his daughter and everything. It's just really good scene and everything. And I just really enjoy this movie. I don't get some things about it though, like at the end of the movie, like Tommy, the entire movie, or at the beginning of the movie, Tommy is just wanting to make sure Jason's dead, and after he accidentally brings him to life, he doesn't care that he's not dead when he's under the lake. He just wants him to be stuck under the lake and stuff like that. It's going to be the only way to stop him. You would think he would want to find a way to make sure he's dead for good and stuff. It kind of seemed a little out of character, and we never really get any resolvement on how this movie affected Tommy and what happened later, because we never see Tommy again, unfortunately. I would love for them to do one that's a direct sequel to this one, kind of in the vein of Halloween, and ignore the other sequels. It really wouldn't bother me if they did that and everything. I would love to see what they would do with Tommy Jarvis nowadays. But aside from that little teeny negative at the ending, that's the only thing about this movie I don't like. Everything else I love. The kills are great, the score is awesome, the special effects are great. I love the homages to Frankenstein, who was one of my favorite Universal monsters, maybe my favorite one. I'll be finding that out here before too long. I just love this movie and everything. It's just so great. And also you get some really great music from Alice Cooper in here, especially He's Back, the band behind the mask, one of the greatest songs in a horror movie of all time, and that song should have gotten an Oscar nomination. I know people will tell you, like, horror movies don't get the Oscar recognition they deserve and stuff, and I'm not saying that Friday the 13th is Oscar worthy for everything, but that song is one thing that I think it should have gotten an Oscar nomination for, because that song is just freaking awesome. And Teenage Frankenstein, also by Alice Cooper, is great too. I absolutely love that song too. But He's Back, the man behind the mask, it's a perfect theme song for Jason and everything. It just fits it into this movie and the tone of the movie perfectly. And I love the meta humor and stuff we get in this movie, and it was one of the biggest influences on Kevin Williamson when he wrote the Scream movies, was the meta humor in this. So I love the impact it's had on the slasher genre, and it's just such a great movie and everything. So I'd say I'd give Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives a 9.5 out of 10. It almost would get a 10 if I just didn't like the way that they did with Tommy at the end of it, where he gets Jason under the lake, but he doesn't try to definitively stop him and everything. But yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of this movie and everything, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.